Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Full Story here on WYAB 103.9. My name is Matthew Bishop. We have a special guest with us today, Judge Will Longwitz. Judge, thank you for being on with us today.
Thank you. Happy to be here, Matthew.
Yes, sir. If you don't mind, just get in there for it.
It's a beautiful day in Florida. I think every day in Florida is beautiful.
We had a little bit of a rain earlier. I was like, rain is perfect radio weather. We've been needing that rain. We hadn't gotten it. I was like, finally, we get some rain. So we just so everyone knows, you're currently the county court judge in Madison County, right?
That's right. Madison County is one of 21 counties in Mississippi that has a county court. Mm-hmm. It's a population-based formula, and we're big enough that we have 2 county court judges. The other is Judge Ed Hannon. He's been there for a while, and he and I share a caseload that is diverse and interesting and a different challenge every day.
And I'm just going to let the listeners know just kind of a definition of what county court does. And if you're an avid listener, you probably heard this definition on Monday when I had Stacey O'Neill, but for those of you who did not hear the interview on Monday, so according to the county court website, the county court shares jurisdiction with justice court in all matters, civil and criminal. The county court also shares jurisdiction with the circuit and chancery courts in all matters of law and equity up to $200,000. The county court judges also hear non-capital felony criminal cases transferred by the circuit court, including youth court. Is that a pretty good summary, Judge? I know you deal with this stuff you had court today. I mean, is this?
I think that starts to describe some of what we do.
So, what do you see most often when you're in everyday practice?
Oh gosh, it is really a varied basket, Matthew. On any given day, you are likely to be doing something different than you were doing the day before, right, in county court. And each county does it differently. Mm-hmm. Each county court judge does it differently. They schedule it to meet their needs and the way their caseload is. I mean, in Rankin County, it's going to be a little different from the amount of cases. It's going to be a little different from the way it is in Madison, and that's going to be very different from the way it is in Adams County. But right, just to roughly break it down for you listeners, and let me say, for the first time during this interview, that I will be on the ballot November 8th. Right. This is a county-wide election. Right. I'm running to keep serving as your county court judge, and this is a non-partisan race. Right. And I think that's the way it should be. Politics shouldn't be involved, be a part of. Right. A
lot of people don't understand this. They keep asking me, Matthew, is Will or Stacey, are they Republicans or Democrats? I keep telling them, no, it's non-partisan.
Yeah, that's right.
It's very important.
And because partisanship has no place in partisan politics. When you walk into that courthouse and you're the judge, as I have been, you set your political opinions aside. You set aside your personal opinions about things. You have one job as judge, and that is to apply the law fairly and evenly, regardless of who's in front of you, and apply the same to rich and poor alike. That's in our oath that we take. So you're not bringing in anybody's political opinions, anybody's personal opinions. You are simply trying to do your homework. Right. I try to do my homework to understand what exactly the law is that applies in a case that's before me. The 2 parties in the case, the 2 sides will each be bringing in a different opinion about what the law says and how it applies to their case. It is my job to cut through the noise and the fog and the bickering that goes on. And look, we have in Madison County, I'm very blessed because the bar in Madison County it's a large group of lawyers, and it is a very talented and competent group of lawyers. Right. If I see somebody, especially if they're in the Madison County bar, I don't have any doubt that they are going to come in prepared. They are going to have briefed a case. They're going to have provided the court all the information I need to reach the right decision.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you mentioned that because I think we have so many now. It seems we have so many activist judges out there, and people don't even look. What does the law say? What is real justice for people?
That's right. And let me go on and do what I started to say when I was talking about what we do. The way we divide it up, Judge Hannon and I, is that on Monday and Tuesday are usually set aside for trials.
Mm-hmm. Y'all do a lot of trials there? I mean, every day?
We do. We will
Monday and Tuesday.
we will frequently.
Yeah.
They're frequently scheduled, just like any other
Right.
court. They
It may or may
frequently
not.
settle.
Right.
But we do jury trials and we do bench trials. So sometimes in county court, everything's a little smaller than circuit court.
Right.
In a circuit court, you would have a jury of 12 people. It's
Mhm.
half that. You have a
It's
six-person jury.
Right.
The
That's civil and criminal. You have 6.
Yes.
Okay.
And the civil cases are limited to $200,000.
Right.
But that's a lot of cases. I mean, that's
Yeah.
most of your car wrecks,
Oh,
most
absolutely.
of a whole lot of your small business
Mhm.
disputes fall under that. So a lot of people, if you are above the jurisdictional limit of justice court, but don't want to get in line
Mhm.
for circuit court, which has a much heavier
Right.
felony caseload, you can get your hearing, get your trial in county court, and the cases are such that we can get a jury impaneled in the morning,
Uh-huh.
and very often get the case heard during the late morning and afternoon, and have a verdict and have that jury home for supper
Wow.
that night. And I take real pride in moving that through quickly,
Mhm.
because not only is it important for jurors who we count on to voluntarily appear
Mm-hmm.
and serve their jury duty, I want them to know that we are committed to preserving and valuing their time.
Right.
But also those litigants are paying those lawyers,
Right.
and we want to get them in, get it out, so they can get back to their lives.
It's just a balancing act,
Well, you got to, but it will stretch out. It'll just like anything else.
Right.
It'll spin into chaos if somebody's not running it.
Absolutely.
So that's Monday and Tuesday. On Wednesdays, like today, we do usually civil
Mhm.
motions, and there's a whole stack of those, usually every week. Thursday, about half a day is juvenile court. In addition to being the county court judge, a county court judge also has responsibility for youth court.
Right.
So that's about half a day a week.
Mhm.
And then we also in Madison County have an adult drug court
Mhm.
and a juvenile drug court.
Right.
Judge Hannon presides over adult drug court. I preside over juvenile
Mhm.
drug court, and that's every other week for
Right.
hour, 2 hours.
Right, and for those who don't know, drug court, things like drug court and juvenile court, I find those very important. A lot of counties, some counties don't have things like drug
That's
court.
right.
And I think those are important programs to kind of get people back on the streets. It's people who shouldn't really be incarcerated, but maybe they fall and they had some drugs on them, and it gives them that second opportunity.
Right,